What's up, y'all? We back with another video.
What's up, you guys?
After our first video call, it became an attitude for us to call each other every day, texting every day, and checking up on each other every day.
And it was literally every day because this guy was, kind of obsessed with your girl.
Yes, several months after our communication, I had to open up to her, express my feelings toward her.
Yes, and when he expressed his feeling towards me after doing our due diligence and getting to know each other, he had officially asked me if I would date him.
Yes, and I directly told her that I don't know much about you, and I'm ready and I'm willing to learn more about you. So I opened up to her, told her that, and I see her as a person that I want to stay, somebody that I want to build with, somebody that I want to live my life with. So it was really straight. I didn't have to go to beat behind the bush, around the bush. I didn't have to go that. I went straight to her, and guess what she told me? She said she's gonna think about it. And
Yeah, at that, I did say that I was going to think about it because at that time, like, when it was kind of like, at that time in my mental state and everything like that, it was kind of like considered like a red flag to me when he told me that he loved me. And I was a little bit confused on what he meant exactly by that. I'm like, we've been talking for several months. How could you possibly love me? And he pretty much like brought some like clarification and showed me his form of what that meant to him. Love doesn't necessarily have to mean like I'm in love with you. Like, he was just kind of like loving the fact that like enjoying this process, enjoying this, like that we were cultivating this, like what this could have become, like this relationship, which it is now. It's manifested to be now, but like I'm not used to like people. I wasn't used to people like just telling me that quickly that like they love me. And I come from like a place where like I have major trust issues. Let's just say I have major trust issues, and that kind of threw me off. Like, it kind of like sidetracked me. I'm like, what do you mean you love me? Like, we just been talking. Like,
yeah.
I was really confused. So that's what until he clarified. I'm like, oh, okay. But yes, I did say that I needed to think about it, and yeah, it took me like a few weeks to think about it. His proposal of us giving this a shot. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I've did long distance relationships before, but not that far. Not
Yeah.
like from like the continent to here. So I'm like, okay. I needed some time to like let that digest and marinate overnight, and for me to like meditate on that to see if that was something I was willing to like put myself into, So.
Right. After she told me that she needs some weeks to think about it, and I was like, okay, we don't pressure things. We don't, because most of the time, when you trying to pressure something, you end up losing that. So
Yeah, exactly.
I had told her, take all the time that you need, take all the moments that you need for you to be able to, completely think about it.
Yeah.
And know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
So
right.
that was very important for her.
Yeah.
And for me too.
And another thing, when I think about like at that time as well, when I think about just like dating someone, I was very particular with who I allow to spend my time with and who is able to spend their time with me. So I'm like, that was kind of like a big proposal to me. Like, I'm just very particular. Like, I'm huge on time management and like who I allow into my circle, especially at that time, and a lot after all the experiences that I have been through. So it took me some time to really just have to like come up with an answer. And he's right. He did not pressure me at any time, at any shape or form. He was very straightforward and open, and I felt good to know that like the ball was in my court, and I had the power to like, continue or to not continue.
Yes. And even before I met her, before we even met, I'm not gonna lie, like she said she had a major issues that she was dealing with. I did had mine too. I had major issues that I was dealing with. The reason why before I even met her, I wasn't into no relationship because of my own situations that I've been through. So it was kind of like I was already kind of creating a space for the right person to get into my life because at that time I feel like I was my 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 heart, I would say my heart was closed because I didn't want nobody to come in again
Yeah, you gotta protect that.
and hurt and leave and because of their own reasons. So I was just like, okay, at this time, the next person that I'm gonna find is the person that I'm really gonna end my life with.
You're gonna invest your time.
Invest my time and invest money and anything that it needs to for the relationship to be successful. You know. So I think when I came across you at that time, I felt like, okay, I could really feel right deep inside me, like, okay, this is the person that I was looking for. This is the person that I wanted. This is the person I've been manifesting. But I didn't have a doubt that is it gonna work or it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was also thinking that the distance too. I was thinking about the distance, but I wasn't looking at it as a barrier. I was like, anything is possible at this time. Like, anything is possible, and I had to deal with my issues. You know, I had to deal with my issue because I didn't want it to come into a new relationship with my own issues. That's gonna, that's gonna torture the relationship and make you lose interest or me lose interest.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So and I'm happy that you had to take your time to think about it. During that moment where you were taking your time to think about it, it was also a moment for me to make decisions, like to say, am I really ready for this? The distance is right away in a whole different continent and I'm here. How are we gonna go about this?
Right.
You know, I was thinking about all those possible disadvantages.
Absolutely.
Are we gonna last long? Are we gonna succeed into this? And also the atmosphere that I was at that time too, families, friends, there was like a huge discouragement for me at that time.
Sure. It was for me too.
Everybody was like, I had told a couple of people, told my sisters, my brothers and some friends, but everybody gave me negative responses like, stop dreaming, it's never gonna work, she's never gonna get married to you, they are upon all the men that are in America, she's only gonna choose you. Those are the comments that they were giving me,
Right. And it's no different. It's the same thing going on here with like my people. Like I kept it a secret and kept it like very private. I was very private with my relationship, due to basically the same thing. Like just like in the opposite direction. Like I have family. I already knew what family would say before I could even tell them that I was dating, I would be possibly dating, or even during the whole dating phase that I was dating someone from the continent. Like just all of those thoughts and disadvantages, I mean not disadvantages, but all of those thoughts and discouragement words that people would say to me at that time would just like, I just wanted to like protect my ears and protect my mental state from all of that because I was already aware of that. I was already aware that this can happen to anybody, but I always go with follow my gut feeling. And I wasn't like, there was no signs for me to like really like say like, okay, this guy's behind me for papers, or this guy just wants a way to the United States, or this guy is going to come here and hurt me and just leave, and you know what I mean? Like there was no signs to really for me to like, okay, like I can see why my family would say that. So I had to protect myself. I had to protect all of it. Like I had to protect my relationship. I had to protect myself. And it was best just for people to not know because people just wouldn't understand. Yeah. Most importantly.
That's fine.
But guys, stay tuned for more. We got a lot more tea. We got a lot more stuff. We got a lot more stories to tell you guys. I know you guys have a lot of questions, so keep you guys questions. Feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. Actually,
right.
We're
gonna be
all in
for
engagement. and just stay tuned for more because we have a lot more surprising stuff that you guys wouldn't even know that we went
Yeah,
through.
and it is getting spicy.
It's getting
It's
spicy.
getting spicy. We're
Yes.
getting into that point where catch you in the next video.
Catch you in the next video. Stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned.